Join Auto Vitals at one of our SmartFlow workshops and learn firsthand how the top shops in the industry are going digital. You'll learn best practices and see in person how SmartFlow would work in your shop.
We're here to talk about SmartFlow and get a better understanding of what SmartFlow is, and not just SmartFlow, but our full engagement suite, and how those work together and how they are designed, not as a product, not just another piece of software to bring into the shop to have to manage and worry about, but really how do we move away from kind of the traditional way we've done business in our shops, you know, the paper-based process that really hasn't changed probably since they invented the car. You know, I mean, everybody's been writing out work orders on paper and hanging them on clipboards. And really what we're looking at is how do we take our shops digital? So in a digital shop, we want to see an educational experience where we spend 5 minutes and we use the technology to import the technician recommendations right into that estimate. No more typing. No trips between the back of the shop and the counter. Instant message through the tablet and through the program. The technicians already have the information, service history, repair data, the detailed instructions and special instructions that you need to give them. It's already on their tablet. They don't need to come up and stand there and ask you again, what did you want me to do? And the result, because the customer is much more educated and understands your recommendations, less than 20% of those recommended actions declined. Okay, that's our goal. That's the mission that we have chosen to accomplish.
SmartFlow is not just a product like a diagnostic tester where you don't need to change anything. It's just then you spend some money on some new codes and capabilities, right? Here you really have to look into, number one, what do I have to change to make it really effective? And number two, which is the most interesting one, I have to say, you then change and have opportunities to do stuff and know stuff you had no idea existed.
Whether you're just getting started going digital or have been using SmartFlow for a while, our trainers have sessions tailored for you and your staff.
Each vehicle would be a tile as you see right here. So let's complete the first step, and then we'll be here walking around helping you. You can ask questions. The first step is a quick step.
The inspect step is automatically set up by default that all the jobs are automatically authorized when they're added to that step. And that makes sense because the customer comes in for an oil change and then they add a tire rotation or whatever. So you're going to add that on because the work hasn't really started.
And SmartFlow workshops are a great way to collaborate with your peers, interact with other shops just like yours, and learn from the experts in the field.
Well, say we're doing front brakes, it's a typical front brake job, but the technician wants also the brake hoses, caliper hoses, just for example. Is he able to edit that in the can job? Say he pulls up a can job on his tablet, will he be able to edit that, or is it a message at that point?
No. So that would be part of the inspection process. He would make his recommendation of replace pads, replace rotors. So if you have your can job set up with pads, rotors, and hoses in it, and then that imports, so pick your default that's going to be the most complete scenario, and then you can possibly delete what you don't need, you know, off the work order. That's one method. There's probably 15 different ways that set it up for your shop.
Or multiple actions, right? Selection of multiple actions.
Yeah, multiple things. So their can job has all 3 fluids on it. So when it imports, they just delete the 2 they don't need, and it saves them time from going through 15 button clicks of adding the fluid.
You can also have it attached to inventory, so you know exactly if you have it or not, and then you can order it part.
I want my techs doing as little administrative work as humanly possible, and I want them doing as much productive work as humanly possible. And this is why takes a lot of that out of the equation. If it's good, 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 I'm going down a list. And if it's not, you know, we talk about what do we want in there? What are the things that we're looking for? What are the things that we're trying to communicate?
Today's world, your shop management software doesn't give you behavior, it only gives you results. So if your athlete doesn't run their 100-meter dash in the time you want him to, What do you do now? You only know how fast he was. Now you start guessing. What do I need to do? Do I feed him more or less or something different? It becomes a trial and error game until when you're lucky you find it. If you're not, you keep trying. And so for us it was really important that now that we are digital, that we can collect data which show behavior. What you need to think about is how do you present it to your team and say, we as a team perform like this, right? And here is where we should be as a goal. Let's discuss how we get there.
How many of us need more sales in our shops?
Absolutely.
There it is.
Right.
The cars are already coming
There it
in.
is. There it is.
No more money spent on advertising.
Exactly.
I don't have to go out begging people to bring their car in. Trust me, I'll do a good job. The cars are here. These people already trust us. They've come in already.
If I'm seeing this correctly, we're seeing the system in place that is not being utilized. I mean, it's leaving a lot of potential, or it's identifying the potential.
Yes.
Right?
Now I can pinpoint, here's what we're going to change now, right?
Right. This is a lab report.
Yeah. And it measures something you couldn't measure before, which is one of the most important things because this is, I mean, there are two touch points or process steps in the shop, in our opinion, where the most money is left on the table. Putting the recommended actions in the estimate and selling them. Now you know.
I mean, do you guys see it as a problem? We have the technicians making a lot of justified recommendations, but it's a scheduling problem, getting them in that day. I mean,
That's correct.
Yeah, so
But
you're-
the obligation doesn't change. And here's my, this is the way I like to
oh, I
describe
know the
it.
obligation doesn't
Right,
change,
so you
but
have to-
it's the scheduling problem of getting those people to get all the work done that day.
Okay, so what you're saying is you might have to hire more technicians and make more money.
Oh, darn.
Join us at the next SmartFlow workshop and experience it for yourself. Space at these workshops is limited, so contact us if you're interested. Are you ready to go digital?